Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like and subscribe and share this audio with someone who you may think need it. Let's talk about energy. I hear this all the time. People just don't really understand that everything is energy. People don't get that. So I want to kind of break it down and explain it to you. Everything is energy, and energy is constantly moving and changing its form. Einstein, who came up with E equals MC2, says the same thing. This is what he discovered, that matter and energy are inexchangeable. The foundation of this physical world is not physical at all. Everything is energy. Everything in the universe, including matter and particle, is made up of energy. This concept is based on a fundamental principle of physics, particularly the theory of relativity and quantum. According to Albert Einstein, his theory of relativity, energy and mass are interchangeable. Again, his famous quote, E equals MC2, states that energy, which is the E, is equal to mass, which is the MC, multiplied by the speed of light, which is the C. Which is the C squared. This shows that even a small amount of mass can contain a tremendous amount of it could contain an enormous amount of energy, the behavior of particles at the subatomic level. It reveals that the particle, such as electrons and protons, are not solid entities at all, but rather a wavy-like entities with certain energy levels. This energy level determines the property and behavior of the particle. Furthermore, particles are not isolated entities, but are constantly interacting with each other through various forces, such as gravity, electromagnetic, and nuclear forces. These interactions involve the exchange of energy between particles. Now, that might have been what I just said was a whole mouthful. Let's kind of break it down a little bit more. In addition to the particles, empty space is not truly empty at all, but is filled with energy. That's according to the quantum field theory. Even though you can't see it or sense it, there's just energy all around you. Particle of energy just floating in the air, floating in the air. Energy is everywhere. So, when we say that everything is made of energy, it means that matter and principle are manifestation of energy. Do you understand that? When we say that everything is made up of energy, it means that matter and particles are manifestations of energy. The energy is not stagnant, but it is constantly changing and transforming through various interactions and procedures or processes. If you understand this, you understand the universe. Everything is energy. Energy is constantly moving and changing. When everything was created, the mighty universal I Am presence put itself into everything. That Godhead is pure light, and it is in everything. Yes, we were made in the image and the likeness of God, which is pure, radiant light. Scientists have proof that everything is energy and reality isn't real at all. Electrons and other non-particles are capable of being in hundreds of places simultaneously, which is only possible if everything is energy at its most fundamental level. So because you don't understand that everything is energy, science has found that everything is energy. It's the building block of all matter. Now, the energy that compresses your body is the same energy that compresses the bricks that are used to build your home. It's all the same. But it is constantly moving and changing form. Now, I want to let you see if you understand that. Kind of ponder on that for a few minutes. A friend of mine doesn't understand about energy, so he'll just say, oh, you're constantly talking about energy. And he doesn't understand, because I'll tell him, like, money is energy. When you really understand money is energy, then you understand there's not a lack of it at all. There's an abundance of energy. So there's abundance of money. The lack is only in your consciousness. So like a poor person on the street or person who's struggling financially to live paycheck through paycheck, they're going to feel that there's a shortage of money. But somebody like Donald Trump or Oprah Winfrey, in their minds, there is not a shortage of money. There's an abundance of money. So let me see, I want you to really understand this. If there is an abundance of energy, which is money is energy, right? How you interpret it through your consciousness is what would manifest in your life. Please try to understand that. If you feel like a mother that's struggling or a husband that's struggling and working every week, they feel there's a shortage of money in their, that's what they are thinking, and they believe that in their consciousness. And they have to work a lot of overtime to get more money. So that is the way it will manifest in their world, because that is their belief. Somebody like Oprah Winfrey or Donald Trump, they don't feel that they have to work hard to get money. They know that it's an abundance of money already out there because it's energy. They don't have to struggle for money because they believe there's an abundance of money, and that is what manifests in their life. Because you believe there's a shortage of money, that is what manifests in your life. So let me explain this a little bit deeper for you. The way God created us is that There is an abundance of money, but it will only manifest to you according to your beliefs. That is with everything in your life. If you understand that, you got it. You can produce anything in your life. It doesn't matter what it is. God says that each of us are made equally. But you will receive things in your life based upon your beliefs, how you interpret it. So, if you have a woman that says, there's a shortage of good men, all the good men are taken up, she's not going to have a lot of good men, opportunities to meet good men. If you have a woman and say, oh, there's plenty of good men out there, there's lots of single ones, they're going to have a lot of opportunities for single men. My cousin said that when she used to work at, the women were always talking about it was a shortage of money. Not money, men, that all the good men were taken. She didn't want that to enter into her consciousness. So she would just always believe that there's a lot of good men out here. And she just kept me having opportunity upon opportunity upon opportunity to meet men. Well, some of her friends was like, wow, they couldn't even meet a good man. Where's all the good men at? They all taken. You see, it doesn't matter what it is. How your belief about it, that is what manifests in your world. Can you see that, people? So if you have a lady who thinks there's a shortage of money and she's going to work hard because she feels there's a shortage, that's what she believes. It's a shortage. So what happens? That shortage manifests in her world. But if you have a rich person, they don't know anything about shortage. So shortage doesn't manifest in their world. Why? Because they don't believe in a shortage. So because they don't believe in a shortage of money, there's not a shortage in their world. Because you believe in a shortage of money, there's a shortage in your world. Please, if you can understand what I'm saying about that, you will understand about life, and you will be able to create miracles in your life. This is the first step that you should get. The first thing, look at your beliefs and see how you believe a thing. What is your belief about that thing? And I guarantee that's what's hindering your life to grow. If you believe that when you were young, your mother, your father, or whoever did something to you and you can't grow, you're not going to be able to grow. You're going to be stuck in your life not being able to grow. If you believe that no matter what your mother or father did when you were younger, you're able to move on and prosperous, you're going to have a lot of opportunities and be able to move on and prosper. The way God created us, people, you are in control of your own reality. You have free will to create in your life whatever you want to create. Based upon your beliefs, you can create whatever you want to create. That is how much God loves us, to give us the freedom. If you want to believe in a lack of income, that's what will manifest for you. If you want to believe that there's a lot of money, that's what will manifest for you. Do you understand? Whatever your belief is coming through that consciousness of yours, that is what you'll create. I remember this Japanese man said, I probably have to stop. This Japanese man said that he believed that money goes out and comes back in. Money goes out and comes back in. And this is what was happening to him. He was a billionaire. Money was going out and come back in because he believed that. Get your belief, what you believe about money, and stick to that and watch your world grow. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show. This is part 1 of Energy.